Good morning. Welcome to your next 24. I am a tarot reader in Brooklyn, New York, and we're focusing today on prompts to consider, meditate on, journal about how we can best use our next 24 hours. So let's get started. I'm going to start a little differently today, and I might continue to do this. I'll say my initial impressions are, it feels as though that there's an opportunity that could be missed if we don't keep our eyes open. Words that come to mind, expect news from unexpected sources, kind of keep your ear to the ground, and it seems in some cases, if you are single and love is on your mind, it seems like potentially hearing from an ex today, which is not surprising, Mercury retrograde season. And also, if love is not on your mind and you're focused on finances and or legal decisions, this is definitely a message to make sure you are not your own worst enemy in terms of feeling defeated. So let's get started. The first line, we have the Queen of Swords, the King of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles. Now we've been seeing the Nine a lot, and typically upright though. And this again is tending to your own garden, learning about self-care. If I see this card in a reading upright, the individual is always solitary in the Nine of Pentacles, if there's a figure depicted. And so if you are used to being solitary, that's there's been a change, potentially. If you've been isolated, feeling solitary, I guess this isn't surprising with the global pause. There are a lot of states lifting restrictions at the end of this week. Some already have. Feeling less restricted, less alone. It's also the single person who's no longer single card. But let's kind of break this down because it's an interesting energy. We have the Queen of Swords, who is logic, right? In the purest sense, in terms of the female archetype. She is the CEO, the female CEO. She is the lawyer. She cuts through the BS and she gets to the heart of the matter. Right? She's sometimes called the widow queen. She's okay with ruling her land and not necessarily having a mate and, just trying to be fair and balanced, but doesn't necessarily sugarcoat. So again, gender doesn't have to apply here. Air sign, let's see, who do we have? Libra, Cancer, who are the air signs? It doesn't freaking matter. I don't know astrology. So moving on, we have the King of Pentacles reversed. This is an earth sign, okay? I do know the elements matter. I can't tell you that I know what all of the astrology around them is, but Pentacles, earth, tangible things, money, homes, cars, bank accounts, and not feeling necessarily like we have a lot of control over this. So next to the Nine of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles can take on a couple meanings, both of these being reversed. This could really just speak very directly to finances and not feeling as though you have the resources right now and wishing there was a way that we could control that. The Nine of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles reversed next to the Queen of Swords could also indicate that you've been trying to take a purely logical kind of thought process out of a situation. It's just not working because it's not necessarily grounded in reality. This could also have to do with, quite honestly, someone who is seeking to be free of a very controlling situation. And I say that because the King of Pentacles upright is grounded, rational, based in, I think of him as like the hedge fund manager. Someone who's good with spreadsheets, good with the details, mature. But when he's reversed like this, it's as though that energy has taken on an extreme form to being controlling, to not necessarily being using those energies in a positive way. So what are you trying to break free from today? Is it a thought process? Is it wishing that we could apply logic to a financial situation that just doesn't make sense? Either way, actually, it really does depend on your situation. If it is a romantic situation and you're wanting to be single and break free from a controlling partner, this is saying continue to just use your logic. Don't let the heart get in the way necessarily. The time now is for logic. If this is a financial situation where you don't have a lot of control and like this spinning of, and I say spinning and you'll see why in a minute, of trying to apply logic to a situation that doesn't necessarily call for logic, but surrender, that might be something to consider. And then we have the Page of Wands, the Five of Swords, and the Six of Cups. Again, some really weird energy. Yesterday I had just the craziest energy day I think that I've had in a while, and I really feel like something is brewing in the world right now, but that's just me. Page of Wands, this is a messenger. Pages are just starting to learn to work with that energy. In this case, it's fire, action. So we've moved from the Ace, which was the spark, we've moved through the suit of the wands, and now we are actually starting to learn mastery over actions. So what's interesting is, and this can also very often represent information coming in, messages. So someone, and like actually bringing a package or a letter. Right now, this could all be virtual, something in your inbox this morning, a text message coming in. But that's followed by the Five of Swords reversed, which, even upright, the Five of Swords is about, I call it the Nana and a boo-boo card. It's like, I won, but they're like, yeah, we don't care. Peace out. It's smug victory, kind of a hollow victory. But when it's reversed like this, it's actually, we're not even feeling that smug victory. We're just kind of feeling defeated, and feeling, at a loss. So look for messages today that may not be necessarily information you're loving, but a crazy kind of ending to the story here of this line is the Six of Cups, which is about kind of that innocent childhood happiness, those basic things in life that bring us joy. What did you enjoy doing as a child? Was it making a mud pie in the backyard? And I know I'm dating myself, but honestly, like playing outside, was that the simplest way to bring yourself joy? Coloring in a coloring book, just these are really basic, simple, happy pleasures. All of this yellow in this card is about happiness, joy, on the most purest sense. It also is the card of friendships that are long-standing, relationships that are long-standing. It indicates relationships from our youth or the past. This can be oftentimes the card of the ex. Some people read it as that, so as an ex returning. Now, this line, again, I'm taking a couple different reads of these cards today. One is information could be coming in from someone from your past that's making you feel defeated. Just straightforward. The other way to look at this is just, what are we learning to use, either in our words and our actions and how we communicate, that is moving away from this kind of defeated attitude and really standing in more of who you are and not who the world told you to be. I think that would be my message for this line, is how are you learning to use communication skills, actions that moves out of the energy of defeat and toward the energy of joy. Tricky energy today. We have the Six of Pentacles. This is about equal give and take. We are sometimes the individual who is receiving, and we are sometimes the individual who is giving. Both is an art form. Balance, equal give and take. This can be about material things, but it's the minor arcana version of this major arcana, which is, and look at that, that's crazy, right? Upside down, reversed, the Justice card. So and then that's followed by the King of Swords. Tricky energy. It seems a lot like we're trying today and we're just feeling blocked and defeated almost at every turn. So I think I'm going to title this video "Don't Give Up," because you're trying to give a balanced exchange. You're trying to see this from both sides of the equation, but it's just not adding up, right? The Justice card is just not feeling equal, no matter how you approach it. And the King of Swords is, we've got the other Queen of Swords here on the table, reversed again. It's almost, in the best case scenario, the King of Swords is logic. The male counterpart to the Queen can often represent, next to Justice reversed, it definitely, if this was just like a personal reading, I would ask immediately, are you involved in any sort of like legal situation that isn't going your way? Because the King of Swords is an authority figure, kind of my way or the highway kind of energy, and it's reversed. So it's even that quality that we may know about an individual and accept about an individual is turned today towards a negative, kind of bent. That we may know that about them. We may know that they're kind of take it or leave it attitude, and most days we can handle it, but today just doesn't feel like we can. It's just not feeling equal enough. So in a more general sense, what are the areas that you're in your life that you are trying to see both sides of the equation? No matter what your efforts are, how is it still feeling unbalanced? And who isn't listening to you? Those words just came out of my mouth. Someone needed to hear that. Because it's calling for a different approach, right? The end of the deck was the Three of Wands reversed. And this really is, about being stuck. We had a plan, starting to build that foundation toward that plan. This is about enterprise, upright. This is a figure. Oh, look at that under that Wheel of Fortune. Things are changing. Take a different approach. Your goal isn't necessarily wrong, right? You should move forward. Everyone should. It's the only direction we can move. We can sit in the past. We can worry about the future. Or we can just be in the present and know that we are not in control. Accept and move forward despite what comes our way. This is a merchant in the most basic literal interpretation of this card, looking out over the ocean, and the ships are coming in. This is about sometimes traveling for work, moving forward, having your sights set on something and having a plan, taking action and moving forward. But this again is calling for a different approach. Your original plan, the one that you had all figured out, just is not adding up, quite frankly. You know, information may be coming in today that is kind of a kick in the gut. No matter how we approach the situation, it just doesn't seem to land the way that we hope. So take a different approach. What have you been trying to do? How have you been trying to get what you need? And I focus on the word need, not what you want, what you need. How have you been trying to get what you need? Best case scenario, turning into something that you want. But what do you need to feel grounded, to feel balanced, to feel heard? And change your approach. I don't typically read the next card under the deck, but I just saw it when I picked up the Three of Wands. The wheel keeps spinning. This is a lesson. It's time to listen, and it's time to learn, and it's time to change your approach. But don't give up. Whatever you do, don't give up. These cards down this line are telling you the intent of the action isn't wrong, is right. I'll try and use double negatives. It's just the approach that needs adjustment. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for bearing with me. Crazy energy day yesterday for me. I definitely felt like the universe was screaming at me that something is coming today. I'm a little anxious that I don't know what it is. But you know what? I'm just going to ground myself, accept whatever comes my way today, and meet you back here tomorrow. Thanks for stopping by. Know you are loved, and I will talk to you soon.